Oh, hi. Didn't see you guys there. Welcome back to another 1v1 cast by the handsome and lovely myself. Yeah, myself, aka Russell. Anyways, in the bottom right we have the Terran battleboy. The red Terran battleboy in the bottom right. And in the top left we have Daniel, the blue Protoss. Daniel the blue Protoss. And we have Daniel looking like he was going to go throw down the pylon, but he kind of stopped moving his probe there a little bit, but he did end up throwing down the pylon, and we do see Daniel, not Daniel, but Battleboy, throwing down his supply depot. If you want to say the T, it is supply depot, but we do not say the T, so it is supply depot. In this grayish area, because of the weeds here, you cannot see inside or out because of the weeds. But we do have Battleboy getting that there just in case so that a pylon does not go down. And we have Daniel having his pylon finished, just now getting enough for a gateway. Will we be seeing him throwing down a gateway because he has that 13 supply? And yes, we do see him throwing down that gateway. Very standard opening from Daniel, going down for that 13 gateway. And we do have Battleboy building down that barracks at about the same mark, the 13 supply mark also. And he is basically putting all of his SCVs on the mineral line. We are not seeing any gas. Oh, there we go. We see a simulator from Daniel. Down to the 14. Very standard play from Daniel here, which is basically a 9 pylon, 13 gateway, 14 assimilator, 16 pylon. Yep, very standard play here. Daniel kind of forgetting to shift click and move this probe back to the line. Does now have the Nexus building some more probes, and he will be throwing down, I'm assuming, none other than a cybernetics core because the gateway is now finished. And yes, there we do have the cybernetics core down at 17, always producing probes out of this gateway, not gateway but assimilator. And we do have Battleboy not producing any more SCVs, kind of, oh, there we go, never mind, I take that back. He is producing 2 Marines out of this barracks, pumping out a second barracks, so it looks like he's going for a 2-rack play here, possibly 2-rack mini rush to put on the early aggression to force Daniel into a certain tech pattern that Battleboy wants him to go into instead of Daniel deciding what tech pattern he wants to go into. And he is getting his zealot out, and this the SCV is just basically scouting out, making sure that Daniel does not have his expansion. And I'm sorry if I sound a little stuffed. I don't know why, but I am a little stuffy nosed at the moment. We possibly could see, there we go, we finally do see warp tech being researched. We were just waiting for Daniel to get enough gas. I don't know why he didn't have enough gas, to be honest with you. And he is not really paying attention to his scouting probe. Usually what I do when I go to scout, I basically, oh, there we go, he finally does have that probe selected now. What I will do is I will basically, after the moment down I have this pylon done, I'll like see where my mouse is, shift, right click, right click, right click, and then shift 1, and I'll basically hotkey it. Anyways, I did not mean to go away from the different vision. We do see Battleboy getting that early expansion here, about the 430 mark is when he put that down. He does have enough to deny this probe from any sort of scouting, so this probe, if Daniel was a little bit, knew what the Terran player, like build-wise, was going for, he would know that, okay, there seems to be 2 barracks here, possibly a barracks with a reactor, a barracks with a reactor, and we do finally see that SCV, I don't know why I'm burping, going away, and Daniel just building. Ooh, look at this. He's got a Stargate. I did not even see this go down. He has a Stargate 1 Void Ray already out, putting on that robotics factory. We are going to be seeing these Marines moving out, and this Zealot is going to skirt right by these Marines. This Zealot is going to get attacked. He was on attack move. This Zealot not doing anything, didn't even help his friend there, and he will be pulling back this Void Ray because these Marines will do a ton of damage to a Void Ray, and basically take it out if the Void Ray is not charged. And this Zealot just sitting here not doing anything whatsoever. Daniel is trying to chrono boost this out so that he does have the warp tech researched, and he is for some reason still just producing zealots. At this point, what you want to be doing right here as Daniel, you want to be getting out a Stalker, because a Stalker is much more effective against Marines than a Zealot will be, because a Stalker can take out by itself, I want to say 2 Marines a Stalker can take out by itself until the Marines get the +1 upgrade. Then it takes like a Stalker and a half to take out 2 Marines, I believe. It's something along those lines. And we are seeing this Void Ray kind of doing a little damage here. Alright, because he did pull off quite a few probes, so he did lose a little bit of probes, and he needs his probe to be doing something. If we go to the Control R, bam, there we go. We have workers killed, 8 workers killed for Daniel. No, 8 workers killed. No, units killed. It's about the same. Never mind, there was absolutely 6 workers killed for Battleboy. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong count. I don't know what I was looking at. But we are seeing Daniel throwing down 2 gateways. 1 gateway just now finishing, so he is on a 2-gate build. And for some reason he has these zealots queued up with the Void Ray, and they are just kind of moving all along. And we still see Battleboy still producing just more Marines, and no reactors on these barracks at all. No tech labs, no nothing. He is producing a factory, and he does have an engineering base, so we will be seeing some upgrades here shortly, I believe, or soon, or some point in this game. And we do have 3 turrets up to combat that Void Ray. This is a very good play we want to see from Battleboy, putting up those turrets just in case the Void Ray does decide to move into the back. And we do see Daniel throwing down this forward pylon, canceling it because he did see the amount of Marines here. And it looks like he has almost a full page of Marines, and this expansion is now just becoming up and running because it does help with his mules. These mules do make it become saturated much more quicker, and we do see Daniel throwing down that Nexus finally. So, and he is getting down a Twilight Council. He's on 3 gate, 1 Stargate, 1 Robo, not even utilizing this Observer, which he should be using just to scout, just to see as to what is going on in Battleboy's base, because he has no clue as to what kind of tech Battleboy has. If we go to look at this, he doesn't even know this expansion is here. He has no idea that Battleboy has an expansion. No idea whatsoever. We finally are seeing, nope, a Zealot is going out, but will it be able to see that, oh hey, look, there is an expansion up here. But it does not look like that because we do have 2 bunkers now in place for Battleboy. He is turtling up quite a bit, putting in 4 Marines in each, and he does have 2 turrets on the field also, which are observers, so they are, are detectors, so they are able to see that observer if it does come into play. And the observer is now coming down, but unfortunately it will get picked off, and I don't think it will actually be able to see anything whatsoever. Daniel having both assimilators up and running, absolutely no probes on it. He needs to be getting some probes on there. He is transferring 10 probes, and he is leaving quite a few on his main, so he needs to just build probes from both his main and his natural. So he did basically transfer those out, put most of them into the gas, and he does have 3 Void Rays, and it does look like he's going for a heavy Zealot build. Void Ray and Zealot, so he has both air and both ground. And we do see a Templar Archives, one of the two. So this will be able to produce high temps, Archons, etc. So he might be going for something that has become quite standard for many Protoss players, which is the it's a Zealot Archon mix. It's a very strong, potent mix depending on the upgrades you have, and depending on what unit composition your opponent is going as. Because you can get those Archons, you get the High Templars with the Zealots. The High Templars storming down on all the bio units. The Zealots with charge is charging in, just slashing down. After the storm goes down, it's like one attack. Basically, that's 1-2 slash from a Zealot, and it will take out basically anything. It is a very strong build. I've seen Huck use it. Who else? I think I've seen Kiwi Kaki use it a few times. But there was one Protoss player who kind of like Artosis. Artosis loves to use this build. And we do see Daniel getting supply blocked. And we do now have Battleboy with Vikings. So Battleboy is basically teched up, siege tech, has Vikings, basically able to deal with pretty much anything Daniel throws at him at this point in time. We do see Storm on the way, we see another Void Wave, we do see air weapons of level 1 for the Protoss player, and for Battleboy we only see +1 attack for those Marines. We are seeing SV just kind of scouting, seeing as to what it can do, and yep, that'll basically be what it is. So we are seeing this guy move out, and we are seeing the scan going around directly on top of Daniel's army. That was a beautiful scan by Battleboy, a very lucky scan to be honest with you too. He just basically scanned right there and bam, okay, he's got high temp, he's got void rays, he's got stalkers, and he's got not stalkers, he has zealots, and he has sentries. This would be a very, very potent army if he did throw a few stalkers in there for the range damage. But no, he only has 1 sentry for that range, and basically 1 sentry to use that Guardian Shield to dictate or to negate some of the damage from the Marines by reducing the range damage by 2. But with this unit composition that that Battle Boy has at this point in time, he has the tanks, he has the Vikings, Marauders, Marines. Now he finally does have some medevacs on the way. This is going to be very hard for for Daniel to deal with. And we do see Battle Boy saying, "Oh hey, look at this! There's another expansion here." And because Daniel has almost no ranged units other than these Void Rays, it's hard for him to actually deal with what will be coming his way depending on who attacks first. And unfortunately, I believe that it looks like Daniel is getting scanned yet again. And we see that these HTs, High Templars, I usually just call them HTs because that's what I do. If I'm playing like 2s or something, I'll be like, get the HTs over here or something like that. And we do have Battle Boy, because he did see this third was up and running, or about to be up and running, he decides to take his own third, because he is running low on minerals at his main. He isn't saturated at his main. He needs at least 3-4 more and he'll be completely saturated. But the army size compared to Daniel's is just so much bigger. He has 44 supply over Daniel at this point in time, and Daniel having so many minerals already, not even really needing this third base, but it is always very nice to have. He needs a few more. He could use a few more gateways, maybe another starport. Maybe another Stargate. Try and get that Colossus tech, because Colossus will help negate this huge bio ball. The Colossus with storms on top, feedbacking the medevacs would just be beautiful to have in this point in time, because he does have quite a few Templars. He has 5, so he can feedback, storm, feedback on the medevacs, storm on top of the bio army, feedbacking the medevac just completely kills it almost 100% if it does have full energy. I don't remember what game that was. I believe I was watching Artosis' stream, and he feedbacked a medevac. It was one of the higher league, like one of the well-known Protoss players, and he feedbacked the medevac with full. It was like full of Marine and Marauders. Feedback the medevac, poof, blew up right then and there off one feedback. I believe it was full energy though too. So we do have. It looks like a little skirmish might be going down. I'm not sure as to how Daniel's going to be able to deal with this, because does he have charge? He does have charge on his zealots. He's warping in some more zealots. He has 7 Void Rays. And how many zealots? He has quite a few zealots, but this army is coming in. These siege tanks will be sieging up directly right here, and they will be able to take this out. The siege will outrange us, and we do see Daniel moving into these feedback. No, we do see some beautiful storms playing on here, taking a ton of damage to this bio army, taking out every single tank, and these Void Rays cleaning up quite a bit of this, actually. This worked out extremely well for Daniel, I'm not going to lie. He cleaned up quite a bit of this army, and he is just chasing everything out. He is going to be destroying quite a few of these medevacs. These High Templars do morph into this Archon, so they are going to chase back home, which is now what Daniel should be doing, because we do have a few siege tanks up here, and Thor is here. I did not even see Thor being in the production tab. But we do have Thor on the field. This Thor will do a ton of damage. We are going to see Daniel now knowing, okay, hey, there's Thors on the field. I need to get the out of here. And he does head home. He is going to lose a Void Ray, possibly 2. And he does lose a few Void Rays, but these Zealots are coming in to help clean this up. Going to be taking out quite a few SCVs. And these SCVs are coming in here just basically to repair the Thor, because it looks like we are seeing a little bit of a Thor repair push from Battle Boy here. And he is unsieging these tanks. He is sending more Thors. More Thors are being built. He's got 2 factories building Thors, because he has more than enough minerals coming into play, more than enough minerals, gas, everything coming in. Both players equal on the income, actually, other than right now, because I believe Battle did just drop down a few mules at his 3rd, and he is going to be taking a 4th. Yes, he did drop down a few mules at his 3rd, and he will be taking a 4th. It will be going down here shortly, and we do have Daniel having almost the same army size as what happened at the first battle. He's got a few more High Templars, which will be perfect to feedback on these Thors, because they will do quite a bit of damage to these Thors, because the Thors do have energy. And what is the thing for feedback? I can't remember exactly how much damage it does. Drains energy from the target, deals 1 damage per point of energy. So let's say the Thor has 200 energy, completely maxed out on energy. Feedbacks on the Thor, 200 energy, 200 damage, bam, right there. The Thor is only down to 200 HP. Unfortunately, with the amount of Thors and the unit composition that we do see Battle Boy with, I don't know how Daniel is going to be able to hold off against us. These Zealots are going to be up front, taking most of the damage, soaking up quite a bit of it. The Void Rays in the back, dealing damage to the units. We are going to hopefully see some storms. I don't know if any of the High Templars have enough energy and we do see a few of them having enough energy. We have enough energy for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 storms, and he'll want to save some of those feedbacks. So we will see the armies being meeting right here. Are we going to see any feedbacks on any of these Thors? We are seeing a storm going down. Nice runaway position from Battleboy, waiting for that storm to clear up, and we are seeing Daniel waiting just for more storms to be able to be used. He has a High Templars in the back. They are not up front. This is going to be huge for Battleboy, not having those High Templars in there, and we are seeing feedback on those Thors. Thor's just wasting away because of the feedback. Beautiful feedback play, beautiful storms, putting them right in front of the Marines, and then the Marines just walking right through it. The Thor's walking right through it also, and we are seeing the High Templars being picked off. We are seeing every single unit from Daniel being picked off at the same time, but he did take out quite a few Thors with some beautiful feedbacks there. He is going to be moving in with these Zealots, going to be able to clean up the rest of this army, just basically like swarming through all of these Marines and Marauders, but these Thors are just going to do so much damage to these Zealots because his Zealots have no upgrades. It is all in the air. Absolutely no upgrades up. I believe he has, nope, he's 0-0, so these Zealots just get wasted away from these Thors. These Thors now have quite a bit of energy, and we do see Battleboy sitting at home with almost 3k minerals, almost 2k gas, and it looks like Battleboy will be taking the victory here over Daniel, because Daniel, I honestly think he could have gotten some Stalkers and maybe a few more Warp Gates, and he would have been able to push out quite a bit, and actually he did get quite a bit more Warp Gates. I did not see that. And how many does he have? Shift, click, 8, 9, 10, 11 Warp Gates. So he did have quite a bit of Warp Gates there, but he should have gotten a few more in the beginning, maybe instead of going for that quick Void Ray, which the Void Ray, if he would have been able to use it, would have been a good strategy to go for, but unfortunately he had absolutely no intel on his opponent. I still don't think he has any intel on his opponent. No, he really doesn't have that much intel on his opponent. It was too late at this point in the game to really switch from the certain tech that he was going with. So he does still have the Zealot Archon, so the heavy Zealot, heavy Archon build, but he does not have enough Archons to deal with this. And these Archons backing up, going to try and take out the weaker Thors, but it's not going to work. These Thors are just doing so much damage. And Battleboy throwing up Toss OP for some reason. I don't know why. And Daniel throwing up the GG, so Battleboy will be winning this game. Excuse me. And I don't know why Battleboy threw up the Toss OP, because he was basically raffle stomping Daniel almost the whole entire game. They did kind of trade armies off and on for a few points there. And those were some beautiful, beautiful feedbacks from Daniel on top of those Thors. But it was not enough because he did not have a very good unit composition to go against these Thors. If he would have had a few more Archons in that mix when he first did the battle against those Thors, or if those Archons would have been in the with the front of the Zealots, not in front of them, but with the Zealots and like under the Void Rays when they met, like right here, it would have been a pretty different story if he would have been able to get those storms off and those feedbacks off to push Battleboy back to his main line. But good play from both players. Daniel going for what seemed to be a quick Void Ray rush that didn't pan out, but it helped a little bit having those Void Rays in the air to do damage while the Zealots soaked up most of the damage. And then taking his third fairly quickly, and then basically Battleboy respawning by taking his third just right shortly after. So some good play from both players, and if you enjoyed this and you are not subscribed and this is the first time you've seen this, don't forget to check out my other videos, for one, and and B, don't forget to subscribe. So my name is Russell, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.